streaming live, and thanks for everybody turning up. I know a few of you, the mods and admins, know what I'm about to say. We've we have a massive announcement, and Andy, can you shout up if my voice breaks up or
Yeah,
for any
yeah,
any reason, or jump in and add to what I'm saying?
yeah. Of course, of course.
So a few days ago, I think it's 5 days ago, a lot of people will have seen there was a sell transaction on the joke token for 479 million tokens. Now, Andy and we only just about hold that amount each. And my initial reaction was, well, how the hell does nearly 500 million tokens get sold out of our decks without us knowing? And I know that most of the people in this call, well, there's only 200 holders that hold more than a million tokens and a handful that hold 100 million, a very few that hold that level, and most of those are at founders level with us, and none of those are interested in selling tokens, and they certainly, well, they didn't have enough tokens to sell 479 million. So we then immediately spoke to the guys at NightSwap and said, can you explain how, well, it's actually 500 million tokens once you take the tax off, get sold out of our decks and out of our liquidity pool, because it actually cut the price of the token in half. Not that it was a great price anyway, but it took pretty much half of the price and the liquidity out of the token. Now, Knight then came back to us, having spent a lot of time investigating, and we do thank them for spending the amount of time they did looking into it. Their devs came back and said that there was an arbitrage between their decks and PancakeSwap. Now, to explain an arbitrage, that means that a contract or a bot goes and buys your token from another dex and then sells it on the dex that you're listed on. Normally, that happens in a scenario where there's a price differential between the two tokens on the two dexes. So in this case, PancakeSwap and NightSwap. Now, the confusing thing for me personally, because I think I know, well, over the last couple of days, I have become massively more educated on the blockchain, speaking to lots of devs, and I think I know a lot about it anyway. I'm probably way up there with understanding in terms of dev level, and looking inside these contracts and looking at the way the contract was interacting with the NightSwap decks, we then discovered one thing, that our previous dev had renounced ownership of the contract. Now, we knew that the contract was renounced, and that means that you can't then edit it at all. So if normally a contract owner wallet like my wallet would own that contract and be able to edit it, and when we went through our audit process, the auditors, who are CoinScope, came back to us and said, yes, your contract is fully audited. The only hole we've found in it is the fact that it's not renounced. And we said at that point, we don't want to renounce it because we do need the ability to edit the contract in the future. Now, some people in this room will know that we did have a problem with our previous dev, and we fell out with him and he left the project. And at the point he left the project, he renounced the ownership of the contract. I don't know whether it was a, F you leave moment, but at the time it didn't seem to be a problem, because it also meant that he had no access to the contract anymore either. So we didn't take that as any sort of issue. So we've subsequently found out, when this arbitrage happened 5 days ago, that the LP within the contract, we have a tax. So within the contract we have a 3% tax. Well, we have a 5% tax. 1% goes to holders, 1% goes to marketing, and 3% goes to liquidity. Now, that liquidity pool creation goes to the contract owner. And when you have no contract owner or a burn address, that 3% is currently not going anywhere, as in it's going into a black hole. a 0000 address. Now that is no good for us. That will we can't do that on the contract, right? So the contract now has one issue, that the 3%, whenever there's a buy and a sell, 3% of that transaction is going effectively getting burned, which is okay-ish, but where we're at, and over the last few weeks, and this is the good bit, right? This is the bit you guys really need to pay attention to, because this is the amazing news, is that we have been dealing with a venture capital firm. I can't name them because we have a non-disclosure agreement with them. And they've done a deep dive into our business, into what we've done, what we've got lined up, the comedy clubs, the relationships that we've got, the metaverses, everything that we've built. And they came back and put a $2 to $3 million valuation on this business. Now, that is clearly not reflected in the price of the token. And especially since that arbitrage occurred last week, which took about $13,000 out of our liquidity. So the venture capital firm then says to us, what's the utility behind the token and why is the liquidity currently so low? And this is a week and a half ago. And they're looking obviously to invest a significant amount in the project. And at the point at which they looked at the token, they found these issues, i.e. there's not enough liquidity and they can't then buy in with significant money, and they can't bring investors into a project where the token doesn't sustain itself, and it has an issue with the 3%. So what we did, we were discussing with them how we move forward and actually get the investment into the project and then take the project forward, i.e. massive investment, loads of advertising, events, equipment, marketing, everything that can go around taking this project to the next level where it needs to be. Because frankly, I think if you look at our project compared to pretty much any other one out there, we are streets ahead, right? We are delivering. I've had people say to me, you're still here, right? You're doing fantastic. You're in a bear market and you're still bringing tons of people into your AMAs and lots of people in your community, and you've got an amazing project. Now, when I look at some of the projects that this venture capital firm have funded, and I mean given $5 to $10 million to, their projects are rubbish, right? I'm not going to name names, but we're talking about ones that you would laugh at if you looked at them and you went, somebody's given $5 million. Well, there's a project, I won't name it, but there is a project that received $6 million worth of funding, and if I showed you it, you would be flabbergasted that, like, you would value our project at 60 million if theirs is 6, because theirs is a joke, right? So this same venture capital firm want to take us forward, they want to help us, but we can't do that with the current token as it stands. And having found these issues that have come up within the contract, and the fact that there is an opportunity to arbitrage our contract, we have made the decision, and you will have seen the price of the token plummet over the last couple of hours. We've taken the decision to move to a new token. Everybody who holds the token will receive the same value in the new token. You will not lose any value whatsoever. We have no interest in hurting our community. In fact, we want to give you a massive benefit, and by reinvigorating and having a new contract and having control, more importantly, of that contract, we have the ability to take it forward properly and with funding. So it's been a very hard decision. Literally, I've spoken to some of the other founders in the project, and it is probably the hardest decision we've ever had to take. We don't want to sit there and someone says, well, you've pulled the liquidity, you've done this, you've done that. I'm explaining today why that is done. And it's not been done lightly, and it has been done completely for the benefit of all of you guys here, because there was a scenario, if we sat there and did nothing, that if we did sit there and do nothing, we could be sat here in a week with no liquidity in the project and the token worth 0. So not that that would kill the project, because we would relaunch again. But what we've done is made sure that we've drawn a line under that current contract and that current token and taken a snapshot of all the wallets within the project as of this afternoon, and everybody who holds token at that point will receive the same value in the new token. So Andy, do you want to just jump in for a second, because I just need to read a couple of bits before I carry on?
Yeah. I just want to reiterate something that came up on the mods and admins meeting. The project started as a token project with the YouTube stuff as a joke, as many people know, well over a year ago. And then we brought in the NFTs, we developed the metaverses, we've got the app going on. And the project itself is not just one dimensional, it's multi-dimensional. And the big thing that's come out is that the token is not reflective of the bigger part of the project, the wider project. But unfortunately, it needs to have a much bigger liquidity pool and bigger holdings for the investors to get involved. And we kind of suspected this might happen anyway. And we've battled over the last year about the utility around the token because the project has developed. We have developed, it's become lots of more interesting things and lots of opportunities. And, we don't want to sit there with a token, an NFT and metaverse project like we've got, stagnating when the opportunity clearly is there to not just turn it into $2-3 million, but 100 million more, because we all believe that's where it can go. And the big thing we've always said is the advertising revenues that can come into this. And we need to reshake how it's working in terms of that token contract to bring some really good added utility that links with the Jungle Cats, that links with all the metaverse shows and the app. And I would say any business, and I think it's really easy for us to put the blinkers on and think of crypto and NFTs being like kind of this unique thing. It is unique, but it's a business at the end of the day. We're building a brand, and every business has to go through iterations of shedding its previous skin in order to grow. And that's exactly where we're at. So this isn't about holding us back. This is about taking us forward on a much bigger, more serious scale and getting seen by more people. So it is good for us. It is actually a really, really good thing for everybody involved. Have you caught up, Simon?
Yeah, no, look, the main thing is that current contract doesn't give you the utility that you guys need to be involved in what we're doing and what we're building. You guys want a share of that revenue, and that's what's going to come as the utility from the new token. Now, I know the next question is going to be, what is the new token, what chain it's going to be on, when is it launched, how are you doing that, what is the marketing around it? We already have agreed that the new token will be launched on P2P, B2B. The marketing for that has already started. We've had the agreement from them that we can relaunch with a new IEO to raise more funds into the project. The dates for that, as it stands, and I'm going to say as it stands because none of these things are ever fixed in stone, because we can't predict everything that's going to happen, especially with the market. We will take everybody's feedback. We will take everybody's questions, and we will make sure that the community are pulling together and want to make this work as well as we do. So look, we know some people aren't going to be happy, because I've seen projects that have relaunched in the past, but when I've seen them relaunch, I've seen them do it for no reason, right? Or just to try and raise a bit more without a real reason behind it. And at the end of the day, what we've got here is we have to fix our contract, right? That we had no way to know that there was an opportunity to be arbitraged from NightSwap to PancakeSwap because the contract was renounced. Now, even the devs, they don't understand the full ins and outs of it. And it is one of those situations where we're having to be reactive, and it's a shame, but it has, as Andy says, these things happen for a reason, and we absolutely need control of the contract. We absolutely need to build in a much better utility to the token, which will be airdropping revenue to every token holder who stakes on our site. So that is not going to be a third party DEX. It's not going to be a third party centralized exchange. The people that stake their new token will be getting a share of that revenue that comes into the project. When we announce how that works, and it will be in the next week, I have to build the new contract. I wasn't wanting to do that just yet, but the new contract needs to be absolutely 100% watertight from every single respect. I have someone I'm paying to do that. We're working now with people we fully trust 100%, because that's the hardest thing in this space. And if we move to, and this is an if, right? These things are going to be ironed out over the next couple of days. And like I say, I will take people's input. Not to say that you guys get to make the final decision. Andy, I, and the other founders will make sure that we're heading in the correct direction. We will make the VIPs aware first. And just to cover that off, you guys that are here and listening and making the effort on our Telegram, our Discord, on our social channels, you are the guys that are going to get the way into this first, right? You will get the information ahead of everybody else. So we will, I know I'm supposed to be announcing the VIP membership package today. Things have transpired that we've had bigger fish to fry over the last few days to make sure that everything is tied up properly, and that we've protected the community and made sure that we can just move seamlessly to this new token. As I say, I know I've spoken to some of the other people in the admin and mods, some of the other founders, and I've also spoken to them on the basis of, how will this be received by the community? I hope you guys are on board and really want to push with us. Obviously, if people are upset, come to me and talk to me. You're not going to lose any value from the point at which we've taken that wallet snapshot. So everyone rest assured, we can share where that community wallet is and show people where that is, and you can just follow the transactions on Dex tools if that's what you need to do. I know there were some people that were selling token today before the snapshot. That is unfortunate. If somebody's gone and sold their token while the price was going down, the snapshot's been taken, and that's what we will be relying on. So if you're holding token as of today, don't please go and sell it, right? Don't do that. If you've got something in the farm on NightSwap currently, can you please DM me? Because I think I contacted everybody who had something in the farm. If that is you and you've got something still in the farm, you need to DM me and send me how many LP tokens that you've got on Night currently, and then I can work backwards. There's not a massive number of people. I think there's about 10 or 12, and like I say, I do think I contacted everybody. If I didn't, and you're one of those that I didn't, then apologies, but it'll just take a little bit of housekeeping to tidy that matter up. And as I say, we will all get, and that includes me and Andy, we'll all get airdropped the new token at launch. The people that are in the founder level, they will not get all of their tokens at launch. They will get them spread over a vesting period, because I can't have a situation where anybody could rug the project going forwards. But look, those people I will be looking after in different ways. Okay, so everybody else, you're going to get the same value that you got at the point at which I took the snapshot. And the timeline on this is last week of October marketing, first week of November marketing through P2P, B2B and other channels, and we have some significant other channels and influencers that we will be bringing into this. Upshot is we want to be able to bring in massive additional numbers of holders, right? We've been stuck on about 1,000 holders, and I know out of that 1,000, probably Andy and I hold, let's say, 50 wallets, right? So the actual number of holders is probably about 950. We need 5, 10,000 people in this project, and we're positioning ourselves now like this could not be a better time to be preparing to launch this new token into the bull run. So I know it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks. It's going to be 4 to 6 weeks of very hard work. Those of you that want to get involved, we would love to have you helping us. We really, really do appreciate everybody that helps us. I would rather not have anybody not help us, if you know what I mean. Like, I know there'll be a lot of conversation around this topic, and hopefully people can come and watch this AMA back. As always, if there are questions, fire them at me. We have always been transparent. We have always been, as far as we're concerned, honest. I like to say to people, I use the phrase, I lie straight in bed at night. I don't know whether it's in the US, that phrase, but it just means that, when I put my head on the pillow, I know that I haven't done anybody any harm. And we genuinely have done this in the spirit of making sure that all of you people in here and all of our holders enjoy the upside, rather than, where we were 2 days ago with a massive risk and the sword of Damocles hanging over the project. We can't have that, right? We cannot have what we have built up taken away from us, right? We've done so much work over the last year, built up relationships with hundreds of comedians, lots of the world's biggest comedy clubs and management groups. We've got our 10 clubs in the metaverse, and on a weekly basis are being spoken to by more metaverses and invited to, like, last week we were speaking to Spatial and they want us to come into their metaverse. TCG want us coming into their metaverse. We've got so many other opportunities coming at us left, right and centre. We need to be able to leverage the token properly for you guys, right? I cannot.
I was going to say, Simon, I was going to say this last week alone, we were in Manchester. We met with sort of Domingo and Jorge. We went to the comedy club. They're going to stream loads of content in. We had another meeting with another metaverse. There's so many good things happening and will be happening over the next 2, 3, 4 weeks. Things getting booked in again. Nifty back on board because they've had a bit of a lull themselves. So much good stuff happening. As far as I'm concerned, it's ready to go. We've had an email over the app today that we need to have catch up on. They've made great progress. So, as a project, these things are continuing to happen. All the good stuff that we talk about is continuing to happen, coming to the front. It's all happening. And that's why we have to do what we're doing here, because we've got such an opportunity.
Well, look, Andy and I have worked on this project for a year without getting paid for it. And if we're honest, over the last year, we've took little tiny bits and pieces out of it. Nothing like getting paid, and we get paid by our main business, S Media. We are now at a stage where if we want to concentrate on this project, taking it where we know it deserves to go, we need venture capital, and we need those big boys to come in and give us the platform and the ability to be able to just own comedy in the metaverse, right? That's what we want to do. We want to be the number one brand in the metaverse for comedy. When we went and met the Frog and Bucket in Manchester last week, I'd been speaking to her for a couple of months on email, backwards and forwards. Nothing major. Just, can we come and meet you and talk to you about what we're doing? Within half an hour, she's saying, yes, please put a 360 VR camera in the front row of my club and stream it live every week, 3 times a week, 5 different comedians a night. No cost to us, just the extra exposure for her brand, right? Yes, there's going to be a revenue share to that club, because the club owner said to me, look, I've got 250 seats in this venue. How do I scale it further than where I am now? Because they are full. They're full 3 nights a week, and they're doing really, really well, mainly because the Comedy Store in Manchester hasn't reopened post-COVID. Because I said, how are you doing? Are you doing well? She said, it's not really a fair comparison because the Comedy Store haven't reopened after COVID, and we're full week in, week out. So they want the opportunity to be able to put tens of thousands of people in one seat and get paid to do it. And we will quite happily, as a project, pay people who make the content. It's not hard to imagine a scenario where we've got hundreds of comedy clubs doing that for us. And when we reach that stage, the amount of advertising revenue we will bring in will be ridiculous. Like, we see what some of our clients on YouTube make on a monthly basis, and we're not talking tens of thousands of dollars, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, and that's for one YouTube channel. We're at the point of where we will be able to produce more content than anybody in this niche and bring live comedy to 95% of the world that have never even seen it. So get ready. Look, this is the next stage of the project. I'm just going to ask Jane if there's any questions that I need to answer that have come up during this, because, and if anybody else wants to, if you do want to come and talk on stage and ask us directly any questions, and any of the awkward questions, right, please do come and ask us and challenge us and get involved, because that's what these sessions are for. So Jane, is there anything that's come up so far?
The only question that I answered was to confirm that when you say that you will get the same number of the same amount of joke. In other words, if you have 5 million joke now, you will get 5 million of the new joke, correct?
That is not necessarily the case. So if you own $500 of joke now, you will get $500 of the new token.
Okay, so it's based on dollar value, not.
No. So
and at what point will that dollar value be assessed as to what the value was?
Well, that's why we've taken that snapshot of the wallets today, and that will be the value that will be assigned at launch for the new token. There's nothing to say that, obviously, when you get airdropped tokens at launch, some people will obviously sell them on the way up on the new, on the new DEX, which is P2P, B2B. So that centralized exchange will be where we will do the next raise, and that will bring a substantial number of new people into the project. You guys here in the community, it is on you guys to protect your investment, right? And to help those people understand the project. Yes, Andy and I and the mods and admins can do that for you, but the more of you out there that get people excited about this project, the more that project will grow, and the bigger the return on your investment. So look, if we were sat here with the token as it is on night, I think we would all be staring down the barrel of the price of the token is 402 something, and in a month's time it might be 401, right? And we'd all have half of what we've got now in a project that is worth or valued at about $50,000 to $80,000. Now, when I've got somebody telling me that the project is worth at least $2 to $3 million, that is, well, if it was worth 50,000 today, that's 20x at a million, 40x at 2, and 60 at 3. Besides the fact of bringing in a whole load of new holders and new capital into the project, and giving us the ability to bring in venture capital to allow the people in the project to work a lot harder on it. So the mods, the admins, and other people in this project, we will need a paid team at that point. And that's what we don't have, right? We can't allocate resource from our existing business. Not that we haven't, because we have absolutely used members of staff in our own business without paying them for this to grow this project. But we need a scenario where we've got 5 to 10 full-time employees working on this project, because it's got that serious. It needs to grow, and it needs to go, and it really needs to we're already probably the #1 metaverse comedy project out there. We just need to solidify our position and actually take advantage while we're still in the lead. And I can't see anybody coming near us yet. Yes, there are people starting comedy clubs, and there's some comedians performing in the metaverse. Nothing like what we're doing. So we need land in other metaverses. We need Thankfully, most of that land is going to come to us for nothing. We had expected to pay for that land, but we've got people like TCG saying to us, have it. We want you. We want your content. We want you to come and bring comedy to our metaverse, which then gets you guys, one, access to more comedy, but two, revenue from advertisers that we can bring. And when we're talking about this is not pie in the sky, the guy who builds the app for us, or is building the app already, that app, we have ambitions for that to be the number one comedy app in the world, where people can get access to free comedy and comedians can showcase their work to millions of people. And the guy who's building it has built. Can you still hear me, Andy? Can you still hear me?
Hang fire, folks. 2 minutes.
Hello. I think you lost me then.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, it disappeared.
So the guy who built that app, or is building our app, has built apps for Paramount, Warner Brothers, Gillette, the American Football Association, if that's what they're called, but the many of the big brands in American football, and had one of the apps he built had 42 million users. Now, he monetized those apps and he wants to help our project because he came to us and said, look, I've always had an ambition to run an app that's for comedians, and we're bringing him the comedians. He's building the app, and the sponsors will be people like Warner Brothers, Paramount, Gillette, the relationships that he already has, because they'll be all over that amount of content. All they've got to do is shove it in front of their audience. And if people aren't going to lap up free comedy, I'll be very, very surprised. But look, hopefully we've given you confidence in what we're doing. We are moving forward with this plan. We had no real choice. It has fast forwarded the plans we already had. I personally would have liked to have held off a bit longer, just because I wanted to do this next step in the bull run, right in the middle of the bull run, not at the start of it. And we are going to have to hope to some respect that bull run starts November, December, because if we're launching then, we want to make sure that that's a good time. Now, even if it doesn't do fantastically well, the relaunch positions the project perfectly for that next bull run, which we presume is going to be sometime between November and January, February. So we know it's a great time for VR. The biggest uptake in VR headsets is November, December with Christmas. New Year, who knows? We're at the market. We're at the mercy of the market to some respect. So we're going to have to hold on tight and get ready for a wild ride. So, Andy, anything you want to add before we wrap this up, or ask or invite questions?
I think we've covered everything, Simon. I think I'd use the term business as usual, but better. I think that's how I see it. There's loads of great things still happening. I think this is a good opportunity. Like we said, it's just brought forward a little bit, but I just think it's really exciting for everybody, and I'm looking forward to the next stage of the growth for the project.
Yeah, absolutely. Echo that. It is a really, really big opportunity for all of us. I cannot stress enough the fact that when you have a venture capital firm and they give you the advice that we've been given, in order to take the project to the next level, we have to follow that, right? These guys have under their belts some of the really biggest projects on earth, right? And I would say that some of those are ridiculous. Like I can't see some of those actually winning, right? And I see us winning. And they said to us, look, you've got a fantastic project, just need to get it all lined up and working correctly, which is what we're doing for all of you guys here. So I think we'll probably sign off at that point, Andy.
Yeah.
If I'm going to put an announcement on the announcement channel, if you get people asking questions, point them to this recording of this AMA, ask them to read the announcement. If it's required, we will have another. We'll have more chats on here if people want to ask any questions. I know obviously doing this sort of thing live, people end up there's probably a lot of things going through people's mind. Obviously, like there's tons of information coming at you, and then you tend to think a question up, an hour, or you'll go to bed tonight, wake up in the morning, and you'll know what you should have asked, right? Ask the question. We're here to answer. So let me just check the AMA live chat because is there anything else in there?
The big thing is people are asking, how can they help? I mean, other than engaging in the community like they have been, it's been great to see the engagement over the past week and a half or so.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. I must say, I think thank you to everybody for that. Obviously, Simon and I were away seeing our US counterparts last week, and then obviously this has all been going on. So, as you can imagine, it's been quite stressful and full on getting things sorted. We have got a busy week or two getting everything outlined now, the new contract and a lot of conversations. I think Simon and I just need to get let some dust settle this next 24 hours. And I think what we'll do, we'll start talking to the mods and admins in more detail about some of the stuff, talking to the community. But I think just continued support is brilliant. I think, at this point, just keep everything lively on Discord, maybe jump into the Telegram and get that going. I have got a schedule of things, me personally, but because of all the swerve balls, I've not been able to implement them. But thank you to everybody for your help, and just keep it upbeat, just because there's so much good things happening.
So somebody,
Simon, I thought that we had basically deactivated the Telegram. Is that not the case?
No. So what we really do need to do is up the amount of activity on Telegram from this point onwards. It may be a case that we might start a new one. I'm not quite sure on whether we do or we don't. I don't personally want to, but one piece of advice has said maybe we do. So what will be happening is there's going to be a brand new roadmap, loads more marketing material, clear direction for everybody on what's happening, so everybody can get behind. So when people are saying, how do I help? All of the stuff that's going to come out, share it, share the shit out of it, get it everywhere, do as much as you can, because the more people that we bring into this project, if you look at that current token, there's nobody there that's going to say that was going to skyrocket the way it was set, and without bringing a shed load more people into the project, right? We've set up to bring 5 to 10,000 more people in, which is 5 to 10x the number of people we've got in the project right now, right? And out of the project out of the people that are in the project now, there's probably 40 or 50 people that do the grunt work, right? It's amazing to see the amount of increased activity to help. If you can keep the conversation going on here, and those are going to be the people that are going to get rewarded and be in the VIP group, right? So I can already see names that are ticking through that are already, in my mind, in that group, right? I know I should have been announcing it today, but we will definitely announce it later this week, how you qualify for that and the benefits within it. But what we would just love is if people can help really keep the community engaged. It's all well and good, Andy, myself, the mods and admins, and a few people that we can see at the moment. If everybody was just to put a couple of 3 messages on a week or questions, it would make a tremendous difference, and it will make an enormous difference as people come forward. The biggest investment you guys can make is time, and spend a little bit of time over the next couple of 3 weeks helping people in the community, getting to know other people that are coming in, telling them about the project, pointing them in the right direction. If somebody asks, why are you relaunching the token? Why should I now get involved? Those answers are obvious, right? And we will have to educate people, but in bite-sized chunks, because nobody who comes in new is going to watch this AMA in its entirety and be expected to understand everything within it. So we will be releasing lots of little videos, snapshots of how the new token will work, what the new tokenomics are, what that utility is, how we're going to grow those revenues, and new white paper roadmap, all of that. So yeah, if you, one of the questions is, I have a lot in the farm, so when do you want me to DM you, Simon? you need to please split your LP out of the farm and then DM me your wallet address, Yoda Warrior. But yeah, we will make sure everybody, you have my word that everybody in this project will be looked after. Apart from
Simon, can I just
on.
recommend that people can't DM you and as far as a management issue, can we just have them submit tickets and I'll put them in your folder?
Why can't they DM me? Because they're not friends.
Probably not.
Right, so friend request me first, and then you'll be able to DM me.
Yeah.
I'd rather do it through DMs, Jane. Rather than tickets, I'd rather, yeah, let me do it through DMs. Just send me a friend request, which will get accepted, and then we'll talk between each person, and because people may well have private questions they want to ask, rather than putting them on the forum. I'm just seeing if there's anything else that's coming through because I can see some other people typing. Telegram address for Joke Telegram. It's in the official links. Yeah. Snapshot was taken around 3 p.m. today. It
is not in the official links, and I think I don't have the correct one because the one that I have, there's not been a post since March.
Oh,
for Telegram.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Because we had removed it from official links because we decided we weren't going to maintain it anymore. We didn't have anybody maintaining it, so I need somebody to send me the actual link.
Yeah, we didn't officially abandon it, but it's we are appointing people here. Yeah, so I didn't think we wanted to keep adding people to the Telegram.
Yeah, I've just added it into the.
I'll send you. Okay, I'll send the link. Yeah, I mean, this is a good. Yeah, I mean, just to ride in the coattails of what everybody's saying, this is a good time to ramp up prior to launch. It's a good opportunity. So, I mean, everybody that's been chugging away in the chat and just keep it active. That's really the best thing at this time. We have a good opportunity leading up to the new launch, which.
Somebody says if.
So I'm not able to join the group. And when I try it. No, when I go to that link, I click join the group, and it says, sorry, this group is not accessible.
Oh, it's weird. Hold on a second. Let me see.
But I have another one that I mean, there are posts from Joke Community NFT. Actually, sorry, September 20th was there is one. Prior, March 9th was the last one, then September 20th was one post.
There's loads on that. There's loads on that current group. I don't know why it wouldn't let you join.
Yeah, here.
And it says one member.
No, you're there's a group that's got 2,496 members. That's the correct group.
Here, I just put it in the AMA chat.
Is that the one that you're clicking, Joe?
Yeah, I'm clicking the one that you put in, Simon.
Yeah, it's Telegram.
I don't know. Is there anybody in the audience that's able to join that?
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff current. I mean, there's things from this morning. So.
Yeah, there's conversation.
Says it doesn't exist. Sorry, this group is not accessible. Is what the message I'm getting.
It's not private or anything.
Yeah, it's weird. I wonder if maybe no. I mean.
Let me see if I can just manually add you.
You're looking at the announcement. There was an announcement channel, joke.community NFT. That only has 161 subscribers. The last post was March 9th. That's not the ones we just shared, though.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, September 20th was when I joined the channel. Correct. The last post was March 9th.
Yeah, that's
so for those who can hear me who are typing, you need to submit a friend request. Or are you accepting friend requests, Simon?
I am.
You can't message him. You have to submit a click the add friend, I think is what it says.
Right. So I've just accepted Johnny Mayhem, Aged Wine, M Holland, Selena.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So H wine is good now. Okay.
Yeah. So anyone, look, if you just friend me, and then you'll be able to DM me. Yeah. So I've just
Cool.
accepted all of those people. There was another question on here, because I bought when the price was tanking, probably after 3 p.m., meaning it won't count. Is there anything to do with those tokens then? I don't know whether you kept them or you sold them, but if you remain active in the community and message me, we will make sure we will look after you. Let's put it that way. Okay? Because I don't want anybody to feel like they're out of pocket. And I've just accepted Geefs as well. So look, anyway, just direct message me after you friend request me, and bear with me because I may well have quite a lot.
And also, Simon, you wanted to announce about the following AMA.
Oh yeah, so we have got planned, or we did have planned, a Trezor / Ledger training session. With what's been going on, I'm afraid I'm going to have to just delay that and reschedule it, just because I do need to get on with the mods and admins straight after this meeting. So we will reschedule it for probably this time next week, if that's okay, Jane.
Yeah, I know people are excited about it, and if people want to get together and talk about it, we can set up a voice channel gathering if people are like anxious to get any kind of basic questions answered, or like troubleshooting kind of stuff. I can't guarantee that I can help. I don't have as much experience. I have a Trezor, but I don't have anything else.
Well, I'll gladly join that voice chat. I'm just not prepared today for an official / prepared training session, so I'll quite happily talk to people, and
maybe we can schedule that for Thursday. Do you have some time on Thursday?
2 seconds. I'm sure I will do. Let me just check my diary. Are you thinking?
And CryptoCat is asking about. So what you need to do is you need to remove your tokens from the farm and then split the liquidity. Go to the. Let's see. The link I shared on how to split the LP is very helpful. Where did you share that link, Traveling Tom? Sorry, I missed that one. Traveling Tom posted at 12:45 a link showing how to uncouple the night swap tokens. So there is a detailed bit of information to help people with that.
Thursday is good this sort of time if you want to do.
So at 5 p.m. UK?
Yeah, same as the AMA normal time.
Okay. The raid, is it the same for a raid is the question. Yeah, we do have.
Yeah, if you're raiding joke token after this point, it will not count, because that wallet snapshot's already been taken. So I'm not going to allow people to take advantage of knowing what's happening now by, that then gives people an unfair advantage over anyone else that's not in that raid. So that's why we've taken that snapshot, so we can make sure that all of the wallets at that point, whatever they hold, that's the value.
I would say, Simon, everybody that had farms and raids, none of those assets would be showing on their wallet until they've removed them from the exchange.
Yeah, I understand that. So yeah, look, if current tokens, somebody says what happens to current tokens, they'll still exist, but they'll be worthless. So that you will just get airdropped the new token in exchange for it, and that's the token that will hold the value. So anyone on there is a handful of people in that farm, and I think the number of people holding that LP is minimal. It's maybe 15-20 people tops. So I will sort all of those people out personally. Anybody that hasn't harvested joke from the raid, you're going to be unfortunately in a position that harvesting them now will not work. It will work, but they won't count towards the snapshot taken at the point at which we're going to, that's the point at which the project has drawn a line under that token. I'm just watching, there's some other people typing. Look, like we've said, if you can help, please help. Really do just get involved in the community. Effectively, you guys are effectively already in a pre-sale, as in you're already in the new token and you've got it ahead of anybody else. So if we can drive the interest in the new token up with the new community on P2P, B2B, get that sold out and get some buy pressure at launch, you guys will all do very, very well out of it. So that is what we are all effectively founders in the new token. And we just need you all to please help grow the community, get people involved, and watch and learn and understand what's about to happen, because it's going to be fantastic for all of us. I'm just seeing there's a few more. Shall I leave the tokens in for now? It's not going to actually make any difference. How will we know if Simon got our snapshot? Because I have downloaded it off of BSC Scan, and I have every single wallet in that list. So there is no way that I don't have your wallet. And it'll be the wallet that is in that list that's holding joke that will get the new token. Yes, CryptoCat21 says because he's all-knowing. Yeah, I really do wish. Because if that was the case, I wouldn't be sat here now trying to explain what we're doing next, having found out things about the blockchain that pretty much nobody could have foreseen. So will the new token be more zeros again compared to this one? Unclear as it stands today. We're working on the new tokenomics and contract this week, so I'm not gonna guess on that. I don't think it's going to be many zeros. I don't really want it to be, because I don't personally like tokens like that, but I'm going to take advice from somebody who knows a lot more about the blockchain and how projects grow than me, and the venture capital firm who want to invest in the project, and they're going to be giving me some examples of other projects. Look, we'd be silly not to take that advice. So I'm not going to put on a recording that's going out live a number on it, because personally I don't know the answer. And we've always said that, we've never made announcements that we don't stick to. So I don't want to put a number down just yet. Hopefully that's acceptable for now, but you will know, Sammy B will know, being in the VIP area 48 hours before anyone else. So yeah, look, we'll make sure everybody knows by this time next week exactly what's going on. And let's not FUD, right? Please don't FUD. This is good for us all. I know there may be some people that get involved in FUDing, and that's not what this project's about. So we all want to make sure all of you guys do very, very well. You're all going to get a share of that revenue going forwards, which, as it stood with the existing token, you weren't going to get. So the new token will have much better utility. I can't see it having as much tax on it as the existing one. It's all going to be good, and it's going to take us to the next level. So that's what we're here to help you guys understand, that, and make sure that it puts us all in a fantastic position for the next bull run. Andy, anything you want to
add? No, I think that's fine, Simon. I think we've gone through everything there. I think we just need to have the next meeting now, and then it'll be a bit of a moving feast over the next few days with everything. But yeah, I think that's all good.
Okay. Look, go on, Jane.
I've rescheduled the crypto security till Thursday at the same time as this AMA was held today.
Perfect. So if people do want to attend that and you've got any questions you want to ask about this topic, we'll tag them on to the end of that. If because obviously I'll be online and you can just ask me straight up. Yeah, pumped for Joke 2. I don't know whether it's going to be called Joke 2 yet. Don't ask me what it is. We look. All of this has come upon us in the last 48 hours, and I don't think I slept last night thinking about all of this. So, I had one of those nights where you just literally toss and turn and, make sure that you're just trying to get things right for everybody, which, touch wood. Touch wood, we're making sure this is going to be right. So, look, we're here to help. We're going to make sure we do everything. I'm just there's a couple of people typing. I can see Mark and Visual Dope typing. So I'm not going to close off until Visual Dope says, great AMA, right decision. Well, yeah, we know it's the right decision because we had very few options that would make sure that the community kept the momentum going forwards. And yeah, I really do appreciate, I'll not dox you, Visual Dope, but I appreciate you being on the AMA and backing us up on that. Yeah, Mark says just keep Dollar Joke. The name is the best. I'm sure it is, and I'm sure it will be that or something extremely similar. Yeah, we don't need to keep voting on the existing token. As soon as the new contract comes up and we list it, that's when we'll all go crazy voting for that. So thanks for all the hard work everybody's been doing on that.
Yeah.
Things were outside of our control that meant we couldn't. Look, we've had to do what we've got to do, and it is going to be an incredible ride to the next level up. And remember, you guys are all here at the start. I hope we're sat here in 2 or 3 years' time able to say, you guys are all the VIPs and you're all earning thousands of dollars a month out of the project, because that's where we want to be. Give my RSI a rest. Yeah, Boo-Fed, that's good. All in the name of comedy, yeah. Right, look, I'm going to wrap this one up now. I have to jump on with the mods and admins after this, so I'm going to jump off now, go into the mods and admins chat. Just DM me. Look, if you've got any concerns, right, anything that you need to ask, any question you think is awkward, just DM me, obviously friend me, and then DM me, and I will be replying to everybody privately. Anything that needs to be announced, we'll put in the announcement channel. And look, let's go. It's going to be amazing. And the community does rock. So appreciate that, and appreciate you all being here today and spending so much time with us. And see you next week. Well, I'll see you Thursday if you're attending the security AMA. So look, yeah. Wrap it up now, Andy, and we'll you let us any last words from you, and we'll jump off.
No, I think Simon and I appreciate everybody's help. We've had some great people involved in the project. Simon and I, we sat down this morning over a coffee, scratching our heads on various things, and because there's so many things that we're involved in on this project. And I want to reassure people we will do the absolute best and right thing for those people who've helped us. There's no question about that. So I want to reassure people, I think you know who I mean here, we will look after those people who helped us without any shadow of a doubt.
Cool. Okay. Look, and have a good evening, everybody. And I will be having a glass of wine tonight to, I'm sure I'll just fall asleep. But yeah, good one. We'll, let's